Hi, welcome back to the Vintage Freak YouTube channel. Today we've got the chance to pick a factory that's moving on. So let's get inside and see what's available. When I am given permission to visit a factory that may be downsizing or even closing, I try to be very respectful of the staff that may still be working there. Even though I am there on business and to pick through the tools and furniture that is being sold off, I have to be aware that the remaining employees may well be facing a difficult time in their lives, or even losing their jobs. Because of this, I go about my work in a quiet, professional manner, speaking to staff only if they wish to speak to me. Sometimes they tell me about their life and experiences working in the factory, often smiling when they recall the good times they have had there. Rarely are they happy to see the end of the familiar workplace that has been such an important part of their life. A place that has become much more than bricks, mortar and cold hard steel to them. More a place that paid the bills and provided for their families, as well as giving opportunities for close friendships and continuity in a world that has become so unpredictable. Searching through the empty workshops and offices, there are reminders of those who worked there at every turn and in every dark corner. They are the remains of happier times when jobs were secure and contracts filled the order books. But times change and the world keeps turning. I often hear the expression, "It is what it is." And looking into the eyes of those hard-working blue-collar workers losing their jobs, I know for sure they will move on with their lives, as work will always find those who truly want to work. It is that certain knowledge that enables me to do my job, to pick through the artifacts left behind, ensuring they also have a future and a new home where they will once again be appreciated and used. That is the single fact that drives me on in this industry. I can save these artifacts from the skip or the scrap heap, and in doing so, preserve a tiny part of our history and heritage. When I am searching through a dying factory, I have to be aware of my own limitations. I need to take into account the fact that I work alone and that I have limited storage and access to transport. While I would love to pick up every vintage cabinet, table and desk, I have to accept the fact that it is simply impractical for me to do so. And so I close my eyes, sigh, and walk past those pieces I know I can't manage. Where I can, I pass these opportunities on to friends and colleagues in the trade who do have the infrastructure to process these larger items. In life and through experience, I have found that what goes round comes round, and I have certainly benefited from this approach in the past. So while these hard-working old buildings really are just bricks and mortar, in reality, they are far more important than that. They are part of our working class culture, our blue and white collar heritage, and most importantly of all, the history of our working lives and how our cities have been built. It's sad to see them closing, but hopefully new companies and new job opportunities will rise in their place and take advantage of the empty space they leave in our lives. Of this, I have no doubt. So it's the morning after the day before. The pick went well in the factory. It was enormous. There were two massive workshops and several offices. We had full access, so we were able to dig around in all the dark corners. The staff there were really helpful, and I want to say thank you to the guys. We were able to fill the van, so I thought let's have a little look at what we pulled out of there. So packed into the back of the van we have 3 sets of engineer's drawers. Each cabinet has 15 drawers. They're quite sought after and they sell for around £90. As well as the engineer's drawers, there's a lovely green battered metal cabinet. In fact, everything we pulled out of the factory was metal. It's got a really nice vintage look to it. It's probably the oldest item I pulled out of there. It's got a nice little brass handle, turn handle, and there's shelving inside. And it looks as though we've got a lock with the keys. So that's a little bonus. But yeah, lovely green, olive green metal industrial cabinet. On top of it is a 5-drawer desktop engineering cabinet. They're all pulled drawers, and again, these are very popular for crafters, for workshops, and some people even tidy them up, paint them and use them in the kitchen for utensils. Some of the history of the cabinet stuck to it. It's always a bit of a decision whether or not to take off the old labels. Personally, I think I'm going to leave them on and leave that down to the buyer. So I want to keep the history or clean it up. Now, this is definitely one of 2-star finds amongst quite a few, to be honest, and it's a very big, I believe 28 kilogram ammunition box. And I think when we packed it, I think we put a few bits and pieces in there as well. So let's take a look and see what's in there. Okay, what do we have in here? I hope the lighting's okay. Right, we have, that's a grill for a lampshade that I'll show you in a minute. Here we have some really nice industrial stencils. These will be popular for the crafters and people who are involved in engineering. They're quite cool. I haven't seen any like this before. So there's the one, and the smaller one. There's the smaller one. Completely circular in shape, and I might have to try those out myself at home. We also have 2 vintage document trays. That would have been green enamel paint, and the one underneath would be red enamel paint. And I believe I've got another one that I'll probably add these to, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, 3 star buys, I'm not going to get them out because they're probably tangled up with each other, are 3 adjustable machinist lamps. A cream one, a grey one, and a green one. Quite unusual, the green coloured one. It's yeah, it's a little bit different, that. I take all of these lamps to be rewired and pat tested, and then I have a decision to make. Do I mount them or sell them as they are? Generally, it depends on the quality of the individual lamp, whether it's worth investing in a base. As they stand, they will sell £90 to £120 approximately online. Mounted up, they can go for as much as £180. So I'll make that judgment call a bit further down the line when I spoke to my electrician. I bought that much stock at the factory that I didn't log it as we went through, so I've come down to my storage and pulled it out of the van. As you can see, I've only left the cabinets in at the back, which are safely stowed away, and I pulled it all out onto the floor here to do an audit of what I bought. So let's have a little look at what there is. There isn't a piece of plastic anywhere. It's all industrial steel. Desk furniture, cabinet, storage. Some little star buys down here. Is a salter scale. And 3 really nice vintage oil cans. 2 green, 1 red, and you cannot recreate that patina. Not the authenticity of that. And these oil cans are made by Paramount of Basildon, which I believe is in Essex, just outside London. Here we have, there's another desktop 5-drawer cabinet. Then we have several document boxes. These flip open like so. Very military looking, as is the 2-drawer file index and also the 3 document trays. I have a set of 3 2-drawer filing cabinets, all identical, which that would make a very nice set, and then some more desktop multiple drawer cabinets, grey in colour. Now this is quite a very nice find. There's a huge aluminium light shade, and it is enormous. In fact, it's so enormous I can't really show you on the camera. There we go. You have a big kitchen for that. Needs a really good clean, but that'll polish up beautiful. A little bit of metal work to do around the grills at the top. They just need flattening out, but that's easy enough. And over here we have the second ammunition box. You should get a better idea of the size of it there, I think. So let's open it up and see what we've got inside. Right, full of goodies. So we have another one of the file index boxes, an industrial shovel. Now these wax up really nice and they sell quite quickly, around the £15 to £20 mark. Small industrial scoop around the same sort of price. Steel, of course. Inside, now this is the weirdest thing I've ever got out of a factory. It is a ceramic ornament of some description. Now how modernist is that? Put that maybe at the anything post-war really. Certainly European, I would have thought. I'm going to do a bit of research on that. It's not damaged anywhere, I don't think, by the look of it. There is a label on the bottom. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, so I will look that up. Looks like there might be a tiny bit of damage there, just on the rim there. I'm not sure if that's part of the design or if that is, if it snaps off. Yes, I think it would have been a handle. There would have been a little round handle. So it's obviously a pouring jug, maybe for oil, olive oil or similar. So a bit of a shame, but still really unusual ceramic. We also have in here is a Polaroid camera, which I can't open at the moment. So here is the Polaroid camera out of its case, and remarkably it still seems to work. Not too sure of the date of this particular Polaroid camera, but certainly could be from the 70s through to the early 80s. So let's just flick it open. There we go. And you actually hold it like so. There's the front. Image system, Polaroid. And you press it on the top. So let's put it down. See what happens. There you go. I don't know if you saw the flash, but it's still working. So what else do we have in there? Well, we have 2 small oil cans, another scoop which will live down there, really nice vintage hammer, a steel enamel machine sign, 2 small oil cans, a couple of industrial scribers which are interesting aesthetically as well as for practical use, and what looks like a Victorian press of some description. Now I don't know what that actually presses out, whether it's I don't know whether it's wouldn't be buttons, but discs of some description. So I'll do a bit of an experiment with that, maybe at back at the workshop, and we'll see what, maybe with just some ink, and we'll see what it's what the design is. So there you go, plenty of goodies to list, get sold. I think on average each item cost me about £10, so should be a decent profit in it. Time will tell. If you're interested in any of these items before they get listed, drop me a message and we can take it from there. So there's the pile of stock we picked from the factory, all wedged, no I should say carefully packed back into the van. People often ask me about the profit that we dealers make on items when we buy them so cheaply, but one thing to consider is I'm going to have to spend the next 2 days cleaning all this now, and cleaning it to a standard that I can sell it to a customer and they can put it into their house. So it's just something to bear in mind when you hear dealers on YouTube talking about the price they've paid for items and what they're hoping to achieve when they sell it. There is a lot of work that happens behind the scenes from the point of purchase to the point of sale. Just something to consider, that's all. So there you go, decent sized haul of industrial furniture and odds and sods. If you'd like to see more films like this, please like, comment and subscribe. Take care and stay safe.